everybody. Happy Monday, November 7th. Woo woo. It's Make It Monday with Leslie Benson, the plaid poodle. I'm in a little goofy mood today. Hope you're all doing well. Sorry I was off last week. I really wanted to come on for a live last week, but I had my out-of-town kids here with their kids for fall break, and the other grandkids were on fall break as well. So we just kind of had a full house, and it was just a little hard to pull it all together with all the hospitality I was doing. And my office, actually, I have a little day bed in here, and that's where my grandkids sleep. So it was kind of a mess. It's a double purpose. So thank you for being patient with me. And but I'm back this week. I hope to be here Monday and Wednesday. And then tomorrow we'll have the 12 Days of Christmas. If you're on my mailing list, you will get that. You'll get it in your email tomorrow. If you're not, go on over to theplaidpoodle.com and sign up to be on my mailing list. I think I have my comments turned off. There we go. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Carol. I saw that there were eyeballs on me, but I couldn't see any comments. So I always kind of panic that I'm in the wrong place. When I come on here live. Let's turn my camera around and get started. We're in a new month. There we go. So I have the November host code. It's up here on my the corner as well. When you place an order with me and use the host code, I send you a little something something. So I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you do not have one, you can always shop with me 24/7 at leslie.stampinup.net, or just contact me, email me, go to my Stampin' Up! Website, and my email will be there. You can comment below or message me on Facebook, and I can help you with an order if you would like help with that. Also, what's going on new in November, starting on the 1st, the Fitting Florets collection became available. Here is a card that I made using the collection. Demonstrators were able to order in advance, and I made these for a swap that I went to, a demonstrator swap, and I just love this paper. I think this paper would go well for Christmas, as well as just all occasion. The actual stamp set, dies, and the paper, which is really pretty. Let me pull it out here. There's another print that I think would go really cute for Christmas. See, the dies cut out the floral images. So I cut out a lot of floral images for my swaps. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Very springtime, because believe it or not, spring is going to be coming. This bundle will be available in the new spring mini catalog that comes out in January. But they're giving us an early grab at it. So if you're interested in that, look for that. And then this is a limited time edition. I think just through the end of the year, the framed and festive. So all of the frame dies that coordinate with the bundle work with these nice big Christmas sentiments. I love these, and I love the font. This is a pretty set. So that's new, and that will be available through the end of the year. The Christmas, this stamp set may be while supplies last only. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking this will go away. The other stamp set will stay. Okay, our project today. I got this idea from Emma. Did I throw that piece of paper away? No. Emma Fawcett. She is Emma's Crafty Space on YouTube. She is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the UK, and I thought it was the cutest little thing using our Give It a Whirl dies. So you spin it around, and there's your opening, and I just filled it with a bunch of Skittles, but you could put any kind of candies. I think some wrapped Christmas peppermints would be really cute. And then you can add 2 sentiments or images into the other, and then when you close the spinner, the box is closed. So I was going to show you how to make that. I am using the Sweet Candy Canes stamp set. It has coordinating dies if you're interested in those, but I chose it because it had these nice small sentiments, so I could squeeze it onto the little panels on the spinner. And then I'm using the Give It a Whirl dies. You guys know, if you follow me very much, that I use these all the time. I use these clouds, I use the hearts and the stars. I use the little elements actually more than I use the actual spinner doodad. I just love them. Okay, so to make the box, you're going to start out with a 5.5 by 10-inch piece of, I'm using Real Red, and I'm going to grab my Simply Scored. You could use your trimmer. I just like to use my Simply Scored when I'm doing a lot of scoring. And I have this, this diagram will be on the blog as soon as I get off of here. I just have to add the video to it, and so the scoring and cutting guide will be on there as well as the replay of this video. So if you want to make one of these boxes, that will be there. So on the 10-inch side, we're going to score it at 1 inch, 4.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 9 inches. Then we're going to flip it, and on this 5.5 inch side, we're going to score it at 1 inch and 4.5 inches, I believe. Yes. We're going to have 1 inch on each side. That'll be our sides. I'm done with that. Then you might want to use your bone folder just to burnish all the score lines. The box is a pretty simple little box if you've made boxes at all. If you haven't, I would encourage you to give it a go. They're really not that hard. And once you've made a couple, it kind of clicks in your brain how to do it. I was thinking to use a smaller box, but you really don't want to, because your spinner, it needs to be as wide as your spinner. So I think Emma chose a good size when she created this. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is remove these little 1 inch squares at the end. And when I say squares, there's a score line there. So we're just going to remove these. Hi, Loopy. Yes, I'm here. I have a dentist appointment. When I get done here, I'm going to head over there. They had a cancellation. I think I have I think I mentioned to Loopy on Facebook. I have a very swollen lymph node right here on my jaw, and it's been very painful. I took some Advil, and that helped a lot. But I'm going out of town on Thursday, and I just want to make sure I don't have an abscess or something that's causing that infection. Okay, so I took these little 1 inch squares off. Now I'm going to just trim on these score lines just up to the other one, and the same here. And we're going to do this again on the other side. These are going to be the tabs to kind of put our box together. And you know how I always like to kind of trim out my tabs so they're not as square. I kind of put a little divot there. So when you get done, it's going to look like this. There's the diagram. Ignore all my typing there. That's just for my notes. But the diagram on the website will just have the score lines and then the little red divots, or the little red cut lines. Whenever I put a red, that means cut, cut, cut. Okay, now we're going to put this box together. But before I do that, I'm going to decide where the front of my box is. I'm going to put my box together first so I don't get confused. But no, we have to do this first. I'm going to assume that this is my box front. So I am going to put a piece of 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 Designer Series paper, and I am using the Sweetest Christmas paper again. Here are some of the prints. One of the prints I've completely used up, so I can't even show you that. The dies that coordinate with this sweet will actually cut out these candy canes. I love it when they do that. Very traditional colors for Christmas, kind of farmhousey. I like it. Okay, so I'm taking a piece of, it's 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. Actually, it's 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. And I'm going to glue it on this panel here. This will be the front of our box. And the reason I needed to do this before I put the box together is because we have to cut our little whirly bird thing in there. So I'm going to take the die from Give It a Whirl. I did a lot of the die cutting ahead of time. It's this one. And we're going to have to, actually, no, it's not. Forgive me. We're not going to use this one. We're going to use this one. This is the one that will create the hole in the box for our candy. Whew, I'm glad I figured that out. So you want to determine the center of the box, and I'm going to use a pencil and my ruler. Try not to knock everything over. Okay, from here, from this corner to this corner, it's about 5 inches. So 2 1/2 is kind of the center. So I'm going to put a little mark there. And I'm going to line up this little circle dewapper with that mark I made. And then I'm going to just use some washi tape to hold it in place so it won't I'm going to make sure that's in the center. Yep, it is pretty much. Because when we add our spinner, we want to make sure everything lines up proper, right? And so we're going to go by this little divot that we just made. All right, so I'm lining the little hole from the die up with that mark I just made. And we're going to cover that up with, we can erase it, or I'm going to cover it up with our brad. Okay. Very gently pull that off so it doesn't tear my paper. Because that was 2 layers, so I rolled that through several times. And then we can just take a little eraser and get rid of that pencil mark. I like these little, I don't know what they're called. They're artist erasers. They're way softer than what you find on a pencil, but they work really great. And I bought those probably at an office supply store is where I got those. I like to use those. Okay, now we can put our box together. I'm thinking, no, we're not going to do that yet. I'm getting anxious. I want to put the box together. Okay, I also cut out with this die. This is the one I grabbed first. I cut out a piece from Whisper White, and I cut out a piece from Real Red. Then on each of these, I took this die and cut one section out of both of those. So that's what you need to create the box. You use this, cut one section out of the panel, then cut two, there'll be big scallop circles, and they've got little indents, score lines for these panels, because we're going to add some, what do you call it? We're going to add some designer series paper. My brain isn't working right now. Because I also cut out, which I didn't do, we need to cut out 2 pieces of designer series paper with this die. So let me grab a couple of prints. I think I'll do this one. This is a good way to use up some scraps. This is why I save my scraps. So let me cut this green one out. So we're going to put that on one of our panels. And then you can either do a little candy cane one. I think I'm going to just do this little red print. I think that would be pretty. Instead of the candy canes. Okay, I hope I haven't confused y'all yet. Are you still with me? So we cut out a real red scallop circle, a basic white scallop circle. Then we cut out 2 of these, and we cut out that from our box with that piece. This piece cut out these 2, and then we went back and cut out one section. And there, the hole, and there's some embossed lines. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Will keep you on task for that. Alrighty then. Now we want to stamp on these 2 sections. Our I'm just using sentiments from the Sweet Candy Canes. You could put a little picture. It'd be cute if you had a little, you know, little holly leaves or anything, but I'm going to use these 2 small sentiments from the Sweet Candy Canes. And I'm going to do that one in Garden Green. My sample, I used a Memento, but I kind of decided I wanted to use color on this one. So I just want to make sure I'm stamping inside those panels. Okay. Now we are going to place a hole. In fact, what I'm going to do now is glue this white one right on the top of the box. And I'm going to use multi-purpose liquid glue. This one we don't want to move. And I want the opening to be right over the top of the box opening. So when we add our spinner, it'll spin around, and that's how we'll get our sweet treats out. But we do need a little hole for our brad, so I'm gonna just use my paper piercer. It doesn't need to be big. Just need to get something started so your brad will fit. And then I'm going to glue these onto our real red piece. And I'm using the little embossed lines that the die did for me. Like I said, you probably can't see them, but I can see them. So that shows me where to put these. Okay. Then we can put this on. We're not going to glue this one down. We're going to use a brad. And I'm using some retired brass and copper brads. Stampin' Up! Does sell some black and white brads at this point, but I don't think I got them. So I'm using what I have. Okay, so I'm going to turn that over. And then, so when I'm spinning this, I don't want these to kind of move. Sometimes they'll move on you. So I'm going to just take a piece of washi tape, or you could use Scotch tape because the box is going to be closed and no one's going to see the inside. I'm just going to cover those with the washi tape so that they don't move when I'm, jostling it around with my spinner here. Okay, now we can put the box together. I was just getting so excited to put the box together. And I'm always trying to figure out the best way. I want a clean edge here, so I want this to be the last thing I fold over in these two sides. So the rest of it, I am going to just fold that back up like that. The only thing about using the multi-purpose liquid glue, you have to wait a minute for it to grab on, but it doesn't take that long. You could use tear-in tape, whatevs. Okay, and then I think I'm going to do this. Now, if you were making a box that you were going to open, you could round off these corners, and that would be real cute. But we're not going to make that kind of a box. Okay, so now I'm just going to fold these all in, and there we go. There's our box. I hope that wasn't confusing. This might be one of those you have to stop and rewind and watch again. and rewind. Now you would want to put your candies in and then close your box. And then as they spin, see how you spin? There you go. There's your little sentiments showing up. And then you keep spinning and there is your candy, which I have Skittles because that's what my grandkids like. I think if I was gifting this, I would probably find some small wrapped candies and put in here. It's pretty good size. Okay, we're going to finish up the box by adding the edges, and for that we need 4 strips, and these are 7/8 by 3 1/8, I believe. Yes, no. 7/8, looks like 3 1/4. Did I make it too long? No. 7/8 by 3 3/8. I was right. And we're just going to put these on the edges. This is kind of overkill, but I think it looks so much prettier, don't you, with the edges finished off? And Emma, let me repeat her name again because I totally copied this off of her. I thought it was so cute. Her name is Emma Fawcett, and I found her on YouTube. She goes under Emma's Crafty Space. She is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the UK. She has one of those cute little accents. I was trying to see if I wanted to add some ribbons or some embellishments, maybe some extra die cuts, but I decided no, I really didn't want to because I don't want anything to mess up with the spinner. You could make these for Valentine's Day using some Valentine's paper, Valentine stamps. That would be really cute for a Valentine gift. Halloween's over now, but would work for Halloween. Just use some normal papers, not any occasional, holiday papers, and just give it as a little fun gift to a coworker or a teacher gift. Tape a little gift card on the back for them. Anyway, I just thought it was the cutest little thing. So that is my Make It Monday for this week. I will be here Wednesday, God willing, for Coffee and a Card, and be on the lookout if you're on my mailing list. If you're not on my mailing list, I'll put the link in the comments below to go do that so you don't miss one of my 12 Weeks of Christmas. Here's the one. Speaking of boxes, here is last week's 12 Weeks of Christmas box. Isn't that cute? That's a really big, good size box too, for candy or jewelry or anything like that. So this week is going to be a card. This week's 12 Weeks of Christmas is going to be a card, so be on the lookout for that. Of course, it's going to be over the top, so I try and do my 12 Weeks projects to be a little fancier than normal. So I hope if you are getting those emails, you're enjoying them. So thank you, ladies, for joining me today, and I will talk to you later. Have a great afternoon and happy stamping. We will talk soon. Bye-bye.